I'm sorry, producer man, do you have the time on you? I don't have my phone on me. That's what I thought. Yep. It's time to whoop ass. Actually had to stand on a step stool to do that bit so you can see the entire shirt. According to my calendar, today is March 16th, and it's a holiday that we wrestling fans celebrate the world over. If you're ready for 316 Day, Austin 316 Day, give me a oh hell yeah. During the Attitude Era, no wrestler reigned more supreme than Stone Cold Steve Austin. It seemed like every time you turned on the TV, Stone Cold was showing up somewhere.
Wait up! Kick you in the gut. You got your pile driver right here.
Must be awesome being a pro wrestler.
That's pretty cool. I got a couple action figures.
And it was no different when it came to magazine covers, TV Guide, and yes, of course, wrestling magazines. Today we're going to delve into the weirdest cover that he ever appeared on, The Wrestler. Today on From the Pages of a Pro Wrestling Magazine.
Rankings and rumors, who's top of the list? Dream match scenarios you don't want to miss. Spotlights on legends, the moves they've perfected. Behind the scenes scoops that you never expected. From the pages of a wrestling magazine, profiles, predictions, and champions supreme. Breaking news and the wildest scenes. It all comes alive in a wrestling magazine.
Hi, I'm Gregory Iron, professional wrestler with cerebral palsy, motivational speaker, and host of the Iron Wrestling Podcast, which you can listen to every Wednesday on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you download podcasts, or on this very channel. So if you want to get alerted as soon as the podcast drops, or any of the videos we drop over here, make sure you subscribe, like the video, share the video. It creates visibility for the podcast. Want to get an extended version of this video and other videos that we have? Check out patreon.com/ironandwrestling. It's the absolute best way to support what I'm doing. In June of 1999, the Monday Night War couldn't have been more popular. WWF and WCW were going head-to-head, and ECW was stuck in the fight somewhere in the middle. Also in June of 1999 was the release of the sequel film Austin Powers: The Spy That Shagged Me. Filmed on a $33 million budget, the film actually grossed over $300 million. So it's no surprise that other forms of media would want to capitalize on the popularity. But how do you incorporate Austin Powers into a wrestling magazine exactly? Well, you just use a wrestler with the name Austin. And you get this. November 1999, Austin's New Power. Shag Vince. Yeah, baby. I get that you want to incorporate something from popular culture in an effort to sell whatever it is that you're selling, but I don't know if this works. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a beer-drinking, foul-mouthed
Bastard.
redneck from Texas. Some might say that Austin Powers had a foul mouth.
You shut your mouth, you bastard! Who is fat?
He did have foul teeth. I don't see the parallels between the two. Shag Vince. Have you seen Austin Powers? Do you know what shag means? In British English, shag is a vulgar, informal verb meaning to have intercourse with. As a noun, it can refer to a sexual partner or the act of sex itself. Do you remember the feud between Austin and McMahon? Yeah, by 2001, Austin wanted to do nothing more than hug Vince. But I don't really remember there being sexual tension between the two. Which leaves this cover story perplexing. Let's delve into the pages and see what it has to say. What could Steve Austin do as WWF CEO to shag Vince McMahon? Okay, they are trying to use the word shag as screw or Vince. This story was written during the time where Stone Cold had some level of control bestowed upon him by Lynn McMahon, which culminated in a handicapped ladder match at the 1999 King of the Ring, with Stone Cold putting his control of the company on the line. We've been shagged! Lynn McMahon was seeking a change. Nothing world-shattering. All she wanted was a modicum of gender equality in the office. That is, the WWF Chief Executive Officer for many years thought a change in the dress code would be in order. Cut-off jeans, the type popularized by Steve Austin, now those were shagadocious, baby. Perhaps a Steve Weiser or two at the office in the afternoon. Oh, behave. What about a little profanity after morning break?
CEO, I'm giving you permission. Profanity is allowed here. Austin 316 says,
I just whipped your ass!
How cheeky. Lynn McMahon, the handsome, no-nonsense... Handsome? How often do you hear a woman referred to as handsome? I mean, I guess you can, but it's strange. The caption for this photo literally says, could Austin use the help of WWF Commissioner Shawn Michaels in shagging Vince? I don't want this visual. It doesn't sound right. Supposedly, this is a quote by a 15-year-old named Rachel Larson that says, it's just so groovy. Stone Cold is so cheeky, just like Austin Powers. They exude such an on-air of, I don't know, groova-deliciousness. There's no way in hell, there's no chance in hell, that a 15-year-old girl attending a wrestling card said this as a quote, unprompted. I'm sorry, it didn't happen. Austin's rambunctious behavior as CEO was as cheeky and shagaholic as Austin Powers' pursuit of Dr. Evil.
Right.
Shagaholic? That doesn't even work. I will say, these segments that were filmed at Titan Towers back in '99 were incredibly entertaining.
give me that. Yeah, who the hell is this? Really? Well, what the hell do you want?
They go on to talk about how Austin put his ownership in the company on the line in the King of the Ring ladder match. They don't mention that Austin lost because they infamously raised the briefcase as he stood atop the ladder, and we never actually figured out who was raising the briefcase. Maybe if Stone Cold Steve Austin would have kidnapped, like, oh, I don't know, Big Boss Man and tried to interrogate him and asked him the same question 3 times, perhaps we could have got a proper answer.
Who sent you? You'll have to kill me. Who sent you? Kiss my ass. Who sent you? Dr. Evil.
Why did you tell us?
I can't stand to be asked the same question 3 times. It just irritates me.
Although Austin no longer has any powers, he's still plenty powerful. Look for Austin to keep finding new ways to shag Vince silly. I'm trying to think of the equivalent today of a wrestling magazine trying to capitalize off the popularity of a movie. Imagine last year when there was rumors that the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, was maybe going to go in the Hall of Fame once it hit the news sites that he had a Legends deal. And a wrestling magazine hits the shelf that says something to the effect of, is Shamrock enough for Hall of Fame? And it's Ken Shamrock on the cover with an entire Barbie theme. Perhaps maybe they utilize a reference of Dan Severn as Ugly Barbie. They could reference like Shamrock's lines then being his own personal Mojo Dojo. I mean, it would. There's a reason why that didn't happen last year. Can you think of a worst wrestling magazine cover than this? Comment below. There's more articles inside that we're going to delve deeper into over on patreon.com/IronOnWrestling with a full audio podcast. So if you want to hear that, check it out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, share this video, browse around, check out some of the other videos we got on the channel, listen to the podcast. Currently I have one hand, but in about 2 weeks I'm going to have 0 hands because I'm going to have pec surgery. I recently injured my pec in a professional wrestling match, and I have a GoFundMe set up to support me while I'm down and out for the next few months. So if you'd like to support that, go to the description below. See you next time, and I hope to shag you soon. Here's a kiss goodbye. Yeah, baby.